Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back to some Stellaris. In today's video,
military confrontation detected.
It's not against me. No, it's not against me. In today's video, we are going to start a first look at our next series in Stellaris. This time it is with the Synthoid Manifold. So these guys are my next plan. They are rapid breeders, and so I can build up pops pretty quickly, which means that by now I actually have a lot of fully filled planets with my little Synthoid guys. And the difference with the previous race is that these guys are not determined exterminators, so I can actually try to conquer all other species around me, and that's basically the plan here. We have become pretty powerful because we had a good start. Our closest neighbors, this guy here actually was him. Yeah, the Rihinar. They have actually been caught off guard a little bit by the Empire of Obedin, who doesn't like me, but I managed to grab 14 planets pretty quickly, you know, focusing myself on economy first. I do feel like at this point most of them are like inferior to me, so we managed to get a good start and we managed to basically survive the early difficulties that you can encounter without having to go to war. So I kept it pretty simple. Focus, as I've said, was highly focused on economy, but I also tried to do basically a cheap way to keep my armies up and running, which has been that I have been purchasing almost nothing but little corvettes for my fleets. So next step, of course, we still have to prepare a little bit, which means that we are going to start building up some armies, and that's these guys. And then over here we get Hunter, 1 battle frame, and then 500 kill or something like that is what I usually do. So that's going to get started as well. And then let's take a quick look at my planet. So this is fully upgraded. I think I'm like at tier 3 for most stuff, and you can see here some of them are still in need of some upgrades. So let's take that, and it's just at this point where I am preemptively buying all pops. That's basically the economy that I've got at this point. If I were to colonize more planets, that's what I would do. I would colonize a planet and then just completely build it up right from the start. But I only just got into that mode, basically the ability to do that. And one thing that's going to be a little bit more challenging is I don't really have any more room to grow all that much when it comes to the number of planets, and so we'll have to do those military confrontations. And as I've said, rather than try to grow by grabbing planets and then completely turning it around and trying to, let's do 1, 2, 3 so that is full. Instead of doing that slow progress, I'm actually going to try to grab those guys and make them my servants. So that is this. Maybe we should also consider a second planet for our army building. So we're going to start by putting up the defensive armies here, and then we're also going to start building up some armies over there as well. 225. That's looking okay. Influence, as always, especially now, I think lots of this has actually been nerfed. Especially here, there was something that like reduces. I think that these two also reduce the cost of ships and the cost of buildings, and that's been changed. So expansion is still very popular, especially if you want that early economy. After that, I still like prosperity, especially because of this. Energy grid gives you 2 unity. That does give you a nice boost to actually keep going. Pop-up keep down a little bit. Also very nice after expansion. So I think expansion, prosperity, discovery could be really good as well, but I'm mostly worried about having lots of planets and not having enough unity, and so that's why I went straight for the extreme temperature computing. So that's looking okay at this point. We can apparently also get 1 more corvette, and then that army is ready for our first war. That's basically what I'm working towards, is to go to war for the first time and try to immediately take someone over. I wonder if it's going to succeed. But yeah, cheaper war demands coming in 3 months, that's going to help as well. And then again, if I go through these planets, yeah, we have a decent amount of minerals. that is looking quite alright. All of these are still growing. There we go, bit more of both. Bit more power, always welcome. So that's looking good. My spaceports are all at 5 by now. And oop, there's one right here, where we can definitely grab the solar panels. Oh, engineering bay. Nope. Battle simulator and... no. So there is still one that gives you extra research, which is very important. So especially one of my planets is like really almost nothing, but it's actually, I think I can show it, it's probably this one here, which is a big advantage of the machine races, is you can grab these fallen planets, these tomb worlds as well. And so here on these tomb worlds, almost nothing but tiles for more research, which is going to be a pretty big asset in the long run, I think. So I feel pretty good about this one so far. And next up, yeah, we've got the armies. Potentially we have some defensive structures as well, but I think I basically want to go straight for just the very big one. Or is this a heavy station? This does look pretty promising. But I think you can go bigger, can't you? Let's do an autocomplete on this. Yeah, you can have one with like 2 of these advantages, and then I would take snare and mines. And so I'm not going to invest in those just yet. I'm gonna wait for the best one. That research is done, that is nice. Biolab 2, energy storage increased, or Empire leader capacity. Influence from other factions. I'm not really this time. I'm not really in problem when it comes to influence. That's actually been going quite nicely.
Construction complete.
And of course, you know, I'm a bit smaller. I would normally like to grow a little bit bigger before going to war, but that's basically the plan, is to stay decently small, to grow vertically, so to invest in habitats once I can do that. And other than that, to just have my army start to create some servitors for me, basically. Let's see. Yeah, here, another upgrade. Let's take that. The one problem is I'm much more quickly now going to run out of stuff to invest in. The advantage is, for instance, once this is done at 70 months, I'll just be able to upgrade all my spaceports right away, and I will be absolutely fine there as well. So we're quickly gonna go over all my spaceports to make sure that we've got the solar panels on all of them. Yep, looks good. Any more planets? Nope. Well, we could go for this one here, for instance, but that's just going to spread me out a little bit too thinly, I think. Yeah, basically I feel like we're pretty much at the point where I need those armies to start growing. So I actually think that I'm going to invest in yet another planet that is going to build its defensive armies first. And that is then going to start on an offensive army as well. And what's this looking like? 16 out of 20, 4 out of 13. So we still have a ways to go before that's gonna happen. Let's see here. Maybe some more. Just getting those defensive armies out of the way might be a good idea as well. And then this would be my first target. And these guys do have a defensive pact with the Locken Mechanists, which are these guys back here. So we'll have to deal with all of them. Most likely plan of attack for them would probably be this one, Saunus, I would say, or maybe this. So what we're gonna do here, gonna buy some defensive armies so that they can't just come in, roll up and grab these planets from me. Since we have the economy for it, let's do that. Still not at 23, there we go. Finally we are at 23, that's good. And here, anything that needs to be upgraded? Nope. Yeah, looking pretty good. One or two fleets, that's another question. Usually I go with 2 fleets. I think I want to try to stick with 1 fleet. I'm not sure if that's going to work all that well, but Maybe. When it comes to my leaders, maybe also I'll quickly mention that, of course, the machines have this big advantage that your leaders are immortal. They normally don't die, except that they can potentially get like a malfunction here and there. And so this game, again, I have been pretty lucky. I'm not sure why. Oh, this guy's just been sent back for some reason. Let's see. Takes some time for it to return. Okay, we just have to wait. And this guy is currently still trying to discover more stuff, so doing his job. That's quite nice. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I had a few previous attempts at starting out with like the Synthoid Manifold or something like it, and to try and get this to work so that I could get this early start and then potentially start conquering my neighbors. Big problem that I encountered is that I kept losing scientists to anomalies, to strange things. And so this game I've actually been pretty lucky as well. I bought 2 scientists and that's it, and an admiral. I bought an admiral that gave me a bonus to ship upkeep as well, just for my economy. And that's worked out well. Those guys are all still up and running. I still have my very first set of... we can actually buy 2 more Corvettes, so we're gonna do that. So I still have my very first set of scientists and of leaders that are still running my empire, which again is a big advantage on your costs for when it comes to influence, and that helps again with a smooth growth path. And so this time, pretty lucky, I started off here, and as you can see here, there were quite a few planets in this region that I could take, which was pretty far away from this green guy. All of this was free for me to take as well, and so we had basically 3 nice regions where we could grab planets and get that growth started. And then here, those were 2 tomb worlds as well, which of course these biologicals were not going to take. And so as a result, the Synthoid Manifold is getting ready for a conquering war, but this time not aiming for grabbing planets. So for instance, I would definitely be able to like grab Karazit, for instance, and destroy this, giving me more influence, and then slowly boxing them in. That's not the plan. We're just going to go straight for the juggler. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to do it. I think I do want some armies up and running as well. But if I press declare war here, you have the option to make them tributaries, and so then they'll pay 25% of their income to you. Which is energy credits and minerals, and then of course they'll have to obey you. And my hope is that once I can get the first one, then I'll have 2 armies to attack the next one, and then 3 armies on the next one. I think that it could be very, very cool. Right next to me is a small federation. Unfortunately here the Empire of Obedin didn't like them that much, and they've actually been crushing them. So we will see if it works out, but this is going to be the first episode with the Synthoid Manifold. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.